So I recently took a look back at my channel, and I realized like most exploits I release are actually offensive exploits. I kind of feel bad for people who's defending their base most of the time. So here I present to you an actual defensive exploit that can make your base unraidable. Well, except to mesh methods, obviously, that can raid anything. But except for that, completely unraidable with pretty much any other raiding methods in the game. As you can see, the video is rather long, but that's because this like exploit is actually cave dependent. So for different caves, you have to place it at different spots. So I actually compiled 5 caves that I think you guys will be the most interested in. So feel free to jump to any of these time frames, which will be on the screen right now. After you finish like the first 10 minutes of the video, which will be the actual like me explaining the exploit and also testing the exploit. Or you can just finish the whole thing and save yourself some time from testing in single player. Anyways, credits to Thomas for actually telling me this exploit. Now, like the exploit itself has been here for a bit, but the way that he was able to place the pillars, the transmitter, and all that like crap together with the space well is what makes the exploit actually completely broken to like a whole new level. Right, so obviously the exploit requires a space well, as I just said. So what you want to do is you want to firstly get yourself a space well. The level does not matter, so it can be any level space well as long as it is a space well, and then you can like transfer it off Genesis, so like you upload it or crowd it or whatever. Anyways, right, what you want to do if you haven't already uploaded it, you want to upload it. So you need a transmitter for this. Just upload it really quickly. And then you also need a saddle for it. However, you do not actually need the engram. So you only need to have a saddle so you can actually mount it to change position. But you don't need to shoot the like rifle or whatever, the inbuilt rifle. So let's say you live in the bear cave. We'll be using the bear cave for like an example. So let's say you live in this cave. So what you need to do is you firstly need a transmitter for this, another transmitter. So you already need one to upload it, but you need another one. And you kind of just want to place it for this cave. Now it is different for every cave, so you have to test it out. But for center cave, you want to place it like as far back as possible from the entrance. Now, after using this glitch, you obviously cannot get out of the cave, so pretty much where you put it right now does not really matter as long as it is useful for this exploit. But then you also want to put a pillar right next to the transmitter. You want to ensure that the pillar can actually fit a tech force field onto it. Sometimes it will collide, so if it does, make sure to like move the pillar a bit like further away from the actual transmitter. Right, so let me move it away right now. Right, the pillar just needs to be 1 high. You can stick a force field on it. Now you don't actually have to do a pillar for every cave, but for this cave you need a pillar for it. And then you just want to put element in it, power it on. You just want it to be on default setting. You don't need anything else. You also like to put as much element as like in it as possible, because if it runs out, the exploit doesn't work. It's obviously like the tech shield exploit, but you know, to a next level because the size of like the whale and the shitty hitbox the whale provides. But anyways, you just want to download the whale after you turned on the tech force field. You have to do it afterwards because you can't access anything after you downloaded the whale. But after you download the whale, you can like mount it, and then you can actually change position. So by just K-moding and just looking like through the whale, you can see that you're able to position it like completely blocking the entrance of the thing. So make sure you also whistle stop and whistle passive. Now I'm just gonna TP out right now, like because I have a rifle. But if you can't, then make sure you like kill yourself. So make sure you don't have anything on you and you just kill yourself and then spawn on a bed, and then you can do this. I'm just gonna TP out just to save time because this video is long enough already. But anyways, you just want to kill yourself, and then as you can see, this is what you see from inside the cave. So if you don't have like a TP, don't do this exploit, or if you don't have a transmitter, it won't work. I'm just gonna speed it up until the tech force field actually powers on, and then we'll be able to run some tests and see how like good this exploit actually is. Because if you guys know, like many people have actually like done videos on like the force field itself, but not with the space well. And the space well is actually the key, and how you position it together with the transmitter is the key to like cram such a big dino in like a cave. But anyways, the tech shield's turned on right now, so let me just switch off the speed mode and we'll go out and do a bit of testing. So what I have in mind is rocket launcher, C4, tech dinos, gigas, just anything pretty much that can like possibly damage the dino in a way. Right, so right now we're just gonna Try shooting it with a Fabi just to make sure it doesn't take any damage, like outside the tech shield. So I'm just gonna shoot it with a Fabi real quick. Now I'm inside the cave right now, so it obviously doesn't really matter. As you can see, you can't like really shoot it at all. Like, if you're outside the shield, it pretty much prevents any damage from, like, prevents the whale from taking any damage whatsoever. As you can see, the health is still maximum right now after shooting it. It doesn't even like register a hitbox, so obviously you can't really shoot it. Now I'm just gonna like go outside and see if I can shoot the tail, because like, you know, arc is arc, so if you can't shoot the head doesn't mean you can't actually shoot the tail. And the main thing about this exploit, for this particular cave, again, it is like cave dependent, but for this cave you want to use the tail and stick the tail like in the crouch spot. But anyways, let me just, you know, reposition the whale slightly, because it's like not completely blocking the spot. So you have to do it like a few times, and then after doing it a few times you will be able to like completely block it. Alright, as you can see right now, that tail is like completely blocking the cave entrance. As you can see, there's absolutely no way you can get into the entrance. Like, there's no way to even access the cave, much less try to raid it. The only way you can do is like to mesh it. But other than that, if anyone is trying to use any other methods to raid, you are completely safe. Right, so as you can see right now, cannot shoot it with a Fabi. Does not work. So it's like completely immune to any Fabi damage. So it's pretty much immune to like any weapon damage in general. Again, whip doesn't work as well. Whip does not like move it, so you can't just move it out of the way and like sneak into the cave. Whip does not work. So like, it is completely immune to any damage and any like CC damage as well. It's like control damage. Right, so I'm just gonna test it with C4 right now. So we're just gonna, cause we can like see the health of the space whale. It's not working. Hold up. We can like see the whale health, so like from outside, so we can actually see if it works. Right, let me just try again just to be safe. Alright, as you can see, whale's max HP, C4 does not work. So here I just did a quick Giga testing. I unclaimed that Giga, put it on aggressive, and as you can see, it does not hit. It could be like it's like hitbox, but whatever, we'll like just let it go. Again, Tapajara, you know, like these tech dinos do damage friendly dinos, so I can just shoot it, and if it takes damage, it will, and we'll be able to see. But as you can see right now, it doesn't appear that it's taking damage. It appears that it's completely immune to any damage, actually. And shoot it for a few more like seconds, and we'll check the health just to make sure you can't like cheese it or whatever. Also, because the tech shield is actually so far away, you can't hit the tech shield as well. So like that's the main thing. Right, last test. Flamethrower. Like, if this doesn't work, there's absolutely no way. You know, flamethrower is like the actual best weapon in the game. So if this doesn't work, you know, absolutely no way any weapon can get through it. But as you can see, does not seem to work. It doesn't seem to even take flame damage, much less like lit on fire. It just seems completely like a brick wall. It's like a fucking mesh. It's like the world barrier or some crap. So yeah, absolutely does not work. Right. So that's all the testing. Here's the actual first cave I'm going to show you guys, except like the bear cave. But this is the Valk cave, the oil cave on Valk. Again, first thing you need to do, pretty much consistent with any cave in this video, upload your whale first. So you just want to quickly upload it. If you're not already, like if you already uploaded it on like Genesis, then you don't need this step. But for Valk cave, because the cave is slightly weird, there's one particular place where you can actually do this glitch very, very efficiently. It is this corner. You can see this like triangle. It's like this is the place where you can actually fit a transmitter and a tech force field. Because like these places you can't actually fit a transmitter. You have to like fit a trans in order to download it. You obviously can't like fly the whale there. But this is the place. So you just want to take the spot like the closest to your entrance where you can actually put a transmitter in like this triangle spot. And for this place, I'm just going to show you right now, but you actually cannot fit a tech shield on a pillar, like the ceiling blocks it. But the good thing about it is you don't have to. This glitch actually works without a pillar. So I actually found it out like during this testing, but it actually does not require a pillar for it to work. Like I was trying to do it like with a pillar, because I thought you need a pillar, but actually some caves you don't need a pillar, and this is actually one of them. So you don't need a pillar, so you just want to put a tech force field pretty much as close to the transmitter as possible. So just place it there. Again, I'm still trying with a pillar. It's not gonna work, but whatever. Alright, so you still want to place the tech force field there. Again, you don't really need to make sure you can move. It's just for my convenience. You won't be using this entrance anytime soon, like if it's completely blocked. So, anyways, again, activate barrier. Just leave it as it is. You don't need to change any settings. The barrier itself is big enough to cover the entire dino, like the dino that the part that matters at least. Again, download the Astrocetus base or whatever. Of course, you do need a saddle, as I said. So make sure you have a saddle on you. Put the saddle on the Astrocetus, and then just mount it. As you can see, the tail is pretty much blocking the entire entrance already. But of course, if you just want to be safe, you can use K mode. Before the tech shield turns on, you can actually use K mode to check. And yeah, I think that should be it. I think that blocks the entire cave. But yeah, we're just gonna go out and have a look. Just give me a second just to make sure, just to be absolutely 100% sure. I don't want to do this twice. Right, so yeah, that should be it. Again, you have to kill yourself here, but I can just TP out just for time's sake. But just kill yourself and respawn at one of the beds. Alright, anyways, just TP out. I accidentally TP'd into a mesh, but whatever. Right, so as you can see, we are outside the cave right now. I don't know about you, but I don't really see an entrance to the cave anymore. I think that's completely blocked off by this whale. But yeah, completely blocked off. There's no way you can get into the cave because these caves have exactly one entrance, right? So if you block this off, there's no really there isn't really any way people can get in. Again, I'm just gonna speed forward so the texture actually boosts up, and I can actually show you guys that you can't shoot it or whatever. I'll do it for one or two more caves, and then you guys will get it, and I don't really need to show it for every single cave. But for this cave, I'll show you guys, just with the Fabi, I think. But yeah, so tech shield's on right now. I'm just gonna slow it down again so we can do some testing. Right, so slow it down right now, and yeah, let's do some testing. I'm punching it. It does give the sound effect for some reason, for some damage, for some special weapons, but other it doesn't. Again, right, just shoot it with a rocket. Just hit it with a rocket. Since it does not take any damage, I'll shoot it again. Oh, I guess not. Whatever. I'll use a Fabi. Right, so I'm just gonna try shooting it with a Fabi. You should get the hit registration mark if you do hit it, but as you can see right now, I'm not really getting it. So even though we can't see exact health, we can see the general health, but we can know that it doesn't work because it's not taking any hit marker when you shoot it. So yeah, again, absolutely broken way to block off your cave, and because the hitbox is so big, people desync. And there's actually another exploit, I'm not sure if you guys know, that allows you to desync into people's base to scout. I'm still working on that, but there is a method to desync into people's base just to scout without getting shot by turrets. But this method actually prevents that as well, because it's not only makes your structures or whatever inside undestroyable because there's a huge fucking space wall in front. It prevents you from being able to even get into the cave in the first place to do any damage or scout anything. So this is definitely one of the most broken ways right now. There's so many people doing it on official as well. It's not random people, one or two. There's a bunch of people who's doing it. I think from my sources, I think I know that there's a few people who's actually doing it on official, and yeah, their base is not getting touched. Or maybe they get meshed, but that's another story. Anyways, yeah, we're just gonna skip to the next part and skip to the next cave again. So this is the course. If you guys haven't catch it from the first part, this is the course to the Valk cave. So yeah, just gonna skip to the next cave, and we'll see how that goes, I guess. Right, so the next cave is one that actually haven't come out on this channel at all. The Church Cave on Scorched Earth, obviously. Now, if you guys remember, the devs actually patched, like, nerfed it by removing those bars. You have to, like, crouch before. It's like a crouch cave before, but it's not anymore now. Well, never mind. We're making it just as broken as it is, if not even more broken than before. So, let me just pause the space file for a second. Alright, we're through. Right, again, upload it. Alright, this is probably the last time we showing you how to upload a space file. I think you guys should already be able to tell from now. But again, after you upload it, you just want to go into the church cave. Now the church cave is rather special. You have to do this like exploit inside the cave. So like you have to go into the cave to do it. You can't do it at the entrance because the cave is rather large. So you will have to like do it in like a smaller area. So what you want to do, the most ideal place to do it is not like around here because it is still like big. There's a spot, like a triangular spot in like a bit inner into the cave. So right here, as you can see, this like archway is good enough for you to like do the exploit because it's like small enough that you can actually like fit a whale here and completely block off the entire entrance. Again, right, I don't think anyone would be using this like location to do anything like breeding or storage or anything else, so you should be fine. Just block the block the cave entrance here. My bad. Right. So the first thing you have to remember is the place has to fit a transmitter. So make sure you prioritize the transmitter. Now, after placing a transmitter, it also has to fit the force field, obviously. And again, after that, you can download your whale, but not before you actually turn the force field on, because obviously you can't turn it on like afterwards. Again, normal settings will be fine for this cave. So like just have it on default. But this cave is actually a bit more annoying because you will get kicked off your mount at some point, I think. So you have to line it up before you download it. So just make sure everything is lined up before you like even download it. But again, you just want to make sure you whistle stop so it doesn't follow you. Right, so I'm just gonna put a saddle on it really quickly and yeah. Right, as you can see right now, before I put a saddle on it, just to make sure that it completely blocks the cave. Now, here is the inner part of the cave, so here is what you'll see when you like come out of the cave. So again, you won't be using this to like exit the cave anytime. So you definitely need a teleporter for this to work. I mean, if you have like a space bar, I assume you have the techagram for a teleporter. You normally use like a text gift to tame them. But this will be like the entrance where people walk into the cave. And I'm just gonna walk really quickly, turn off fly mode, and that will be where the people like come into the cave. But this is what people will see when they enter the cave. So as you can see, this is blocking pretty much the entire entrance already. You still can like move it slightly just so like it completely blocks it. Like it's obviously like broken enough now. Now, as I said before, this cave has like a weird thing where it kicks you off the dino because it's probably too big or something. So make sure you line it up before, or you might have to like upload it or just keep constantly trying to mount it and changing position before it actually like kicks you off. But yeah, I just quickly change position and we'll see again if right now it can actually completely block off the cave. Right, so we're just ghosting through the map right now, and yep, we're through. As you can see, it is pretty much completely blocked off. Like, yeah, you still can do like a slight adjustment or something like that if you just want to be like, if you just want to be absolutely certain that no one can do anything, or you can just leave it at that because let's be honest, no one's really able to get through that hole. Like that's like way too small for it. Any survivor to get through. I don't think any dino can actually fit through as well. But like, yeah, this cave is rather annoying. It could be the cave or it could be the force field. I'm not very certain what exactly causing it's like kick me off. But I mean, if you guys know, feel free to comment down because I can't be bothered testing. I'm way too lazy for that. This is good enough for me. Right, but yeah, so this is what you'll see when you're like going into the cave or anyone who's trying to raid you. Again, absolutely no way for people to get in. You get stuck in this crystal also. It's like a weird map design. Apparently you just get stuck in this crystal all the time. But yeah, if you try getting in, you will get like pushed back by the whale's hitbox, because the whale hitbox is actually slightly bigger than what you're being shown right now. So even though it looks like it's not completely covered, sometimes it's completely covered. You just have to try it, like you just have to try getting it yourself once, and if it doesn't work, like it doesn't work, and other people can't do it. It's not like people can like just have like a smaller character or anything. But yeah, I'm just gonna speed it up just to test it. So again, probably just gonna use a Fabi or rocket launcher, something like that, to test it. So tech shield is turned on right now, and yeah, we're just gonna test it really quickly. Right, so the Fabi is the best test because it has like the hitbox. So like when it hits something, it shows you the hit marker. So it is like the best weapon for you to like test how this exploit works, I guess. Right, as you can see right now, not getting any hit marker, not taking any damage, so it's pretty like obvious that this whale works for this cave, like this exploit works for this cave. But yeah, just gonna shoot it with a rocket launcher just to be certain, but I think it should be fine. Honestly, you don't think that there's anything different. Like as long as you nail the first transmitter and nail the force field, you should be completely fine. You don't have like, I don't think there will be any other like reason why the whale will take damage. I don't think it's place specific. I'm pretty sure as long as you put the force field in the right place, transmitter in the right place for every cave, this will work for any cave. As long as like it's big enough to like block the entrance of the cave, so the entrance has to be small enough, it will work for pretty much any cave. I still have like 2 caves to show you guys. Just going to show you where to place the transmitter, where to place the force field, and there's also I'm going to show you triple waterfall. Triple waterfall has like a very special placement. It's like different from any other cave because it has like a much bigger entrance, but it actually also works. So like that's like one of the Ragnarok cave that works. I think lava cave might also work, but you guys will have to test it. I haven't tested it because I'm doing like one cave per map. But yeah, anyways, that's it for church, and we'll just go over to the next one. Alright, as you guys know, many people like to build on Ragnarok, and this cave, Triple Waterfall, is arguably one of the best caves to build on Ragnarok, except Mushroom maybe, but not anymore. Mushroom is definitely not as good as this one after this exploit. Right, so as I said, this cave is very special. It has like a different build you have to do. I already uploaded the 2 space wells. Yes, you actually need 2 space wells per entrance. So in total you need 4 space wells if you want to guarantee that your cave is completely safe from any raid whatsoever. Because you see in a bit, but 1 space well actually does not cover the entire entrance and the force field at the same time. You can only do like 1 place with like 1 thing with 1 whale. But yeah, you just want to line the transmitter up with the entrance. Now this is hard. So this, I actually spent like quite a decent amount of time figuring out the transmitter spot. You have to line the transmitter like pretty much perfectly with the entrance if you want this to work, because this entrance is rather large and the force field is actually rather forward as well. So if you don't do this right, your force field will get like AoE'd by tech rifle and other explosive. So you need a pillar for this cave. Again, it's cave dependent. For this cave you will need a pillar. So you just want to turn that on real quick. You want to stand directly in front of the transmitter, between the transmitter and the pillar, and you just want to download a space whale. Now I'm just going to show you guys why it actually does not work with 1 space whale, and I'm going to show you guys afterwards how you can do it with 2 space whale. Now, if you position the space whale like up right now, yes, you can block the entire entrance. However, when the tech shield actually turns on, you will not be able to cover the tech shield as well. So like part of the tech shield will show itself in front of the space whale belly. So like around there, like the bottom part of the screen right now is where the tech shield will show itself. So that's a problem. Like you can't get in. So like 1 space whale is enough to prevent anyone from entering, but it's not enough to prevent anyone from breaking your shield, because like a bunch of people have shown like this exploit before, but you know, some of them, like, man, those exploit does not work. Like the entire shield is exposed, which means you can just shoot the shield down and then you can like kill the dino. But for this exploit, the shield is completely protected, so you can't even destroy the shield because it's protected by the space well. And not this one. This one just prevents people from entering the cave. But another space well, I'm just gonna place it down really quickly in a second, actually. And that one will actually prevent people from being able to break the shield, so your space well will be able to not only prevent people from entering the cave, but also prevent people from dropping your shield then entering the cave, because you know that's a possibility. Now again, just to make sure that you absolutely have no way whatsoever to get into the cave, because like this space well will be like the first placement we're gonna place our two space well. One of them will be exactly this position, the other one will be used to block people from actually being able to like tech rifle down the tech force field. Right, so I'm just gonna quickly show you guys that this one actually works. So like, I'm just gonna power on the shield, and I'm gonna show you guys why with one space well this exploit does not work, and people will still be able to raid you if you only have one space well. So if you aren't that like advanced, however, I don't really see the reason why. Like, if you can get one space well, I figure you can get any number more, because like you need any level. It doesn't have to be high level. Level 5 would do. Like as you can see right now, the force is like out here, so people will still be able to like shoot the force field. Now the way that you actually protect your force field is actually you lower the space well down, like you lower the head of the space well down. However, by doing this, people will be able to go above the space well, and that is actually why you need two space wells. Right, so I just uploaded that one, just going to show you guys how you actually need to do this. You have to do it exactly like in the sequence that I showed you, or else it won't work. Right, so download two space wells, and then you just want to put a saddle on exactly one space well. Make sure you whistle stop, and then you just want to position the space well the place that you positioned the first one before. So the second one by default should cover the shield. Obviously, if it doesn't, you can just slap a saddle on it and change it, but I think by testing, it actually does cover the shield. Right, so if you teleport out here right now, as you can see, there's two space wells there, and the shield is completely covered. There's no way people can like get into the cave or destroy the shield then get into the cave. Now you can change the space well to like move slightly to the right, like the bottom one, if you want to even prevent people from entering this place, if you're scared of people like AoEing your tech shield or whatever. But for this particular cave, you have to do it exactly like this if you want your cave to be completely immune. Right now I'm just going into fly mode, and as you can see, yep, absolutely safe. You cannot enter the cave by any means. You're completely blocked off. Like, you guys might be asking, well, there's another entrance. Yes, but that entrance is like a bit easier to do, and you can just do this on the other entrance. I'm just gonna tell you guys right now. Right, so if you come up to the entrance right now, I'm not going to bother showing you exactly how you do the exact same exploit. You just copy what you did at the bottom up to here, and you should be fine. This place is even easier to do because you have like this small pathway, so just put like the text force field at the end of the pathway, transfer it behind that, and then just download it, and you should be absolutely fine. Not going to waste another like 5 minutes of your time like copying the exact same exploit. This video is way too fucking long for both you and me. But yeah, just do what you did down there, and then just copy what you did down there up here, and then just test it yourself. Try hitting a space well, try shooting a tech rifle. If it doesn't work, like if it doesn't do any damage, it means it works. Not like it doesn't work, but like, yeah, if it doesn't do any damage to the space well, it works. And then yeah, you will have a completely 100% raid proof cave. You can do whatever inside, place a teleporter and anything. But yeah, that's triple. Now let's get to the last cave. Alright, jeez, I am about to die. Freaking hell. Right, but anyways, this is the last cave. Oh, let's get through this. Right, so island. Took me quite a while to think of a cave because I don't play island at all. Nope, who plays island? Anyways, snow cave or ice cave, whatever, on the island. Now this cave has a notorious crouch spot that you have to go through, but it also have a very bad AoE problem, or like line of sight problem with tech rifles if you build like a death wall. However, that problem is about to be solved. You can place a transmitter anywhere along here and then download the whale, as long as the whale completely blocks the crouch spot. But for like, just for like video case, I'm going to place the transmitter right here. For this, you don't need a pillar. You can just place it on the ground, and yeah, the texture will work just fine. So you just want to place it like a bit closer to like the end of the cave. So like closer to the actual entrance of the crouch spawn. Again, make sure you turn this on. I screwed up so many times in testing when I actually downloaded the dino before I turned it on, and end up having to do the entire process again because you can't access the force view. Now for this, you can actually turn it slightly bigger if you want to be safe, but if you don't, you can just have it like on normal settings. Again, you want as many elements in it as possible, because if you don't, then every time you have to refill element, you actually have to upload the whale, which actually isn't that big of a problem. I'll like cover that towards the end, like after I finishing like showcasing this space. I'll actually tell you why refilling the element without being able to access it is not really that big of a deal. Anyways, let's actually deal with this cave. Now this cave is again very annoying because the top of the cave actually kicks you off your saddle, so you cannot position your whale at all. You have to be very precise, so you have to line it up beforehand. So you just use K mode, make sure everything's lined up, and yeah, right, like for this part, I think I was being a bit of a moron because I thought I haven't turned on my tech force view, but actually I have. So excuse my stupidity. I think I actually went out there and upload the space whale. So this will actually show you the hassle you have to go through for if you actually forget to like upload the forget to place element and turn on the tech force view before actually downloading the space whale. But yeah, you have to go through this whole process of freaking uploading the whale again. You can't, obviously, you have like the cooldown, so you have to crowd the whale, wait 24 hours and do it again. Right, so I just figured out I was an actual idiot, and I actually turned it on beforehand. So I don't know, whatever. I'm just gonna show you guys again. Might as well. You guys can like see 2 times how I actually managed to download this without fucking it up. So I actually got the perfect position to download the whale and be having it like block the entire cave entrance. Right, so you start download the whale really quickly. You don't need a saddle on it because obviously you can't ride it. I'm just gonna teleport here and show you guys the where people would actually enter the cave. Right, so here's where the attacker will be entering the cave from. Now, as you can see, there's not really any entrance into the cave anymore. It's completely blocked off by the space whale. Because this cave has such a small entrance. It's kind of like the bear cave, but like the island version of it and the freezing cold version of it. But yeah, again, you can't enter the cave by like both paths. Any path, you cannot enter the cave completely. It's completely blocked off from anything or anyone outside. But yeah, I'm just gonna speed forward it again. So I actually decide to do testing for every single cave just to make sure I don't give any false information. Just to make sure that every cave I showcase in this video is completely like can be raid proofed by this method. Right, again. That thing is turned on. Now I'm just going to do my standard testing, a Fabi. Right, as you can see, not surprisingly, immune to damage. Not even a hit marker. Health is at maximum. You cannot damage this whale with anything. The Fabi is like the best indicator for that, and yeah, as you can see here, completely protected from absolutely anything. Rocket, I'll just use a rocket just to test it out. Yep, does not work. Does not do any damage whatsoever. Whale is at full health. Keep in mind this is actually a level 6 whale, so it should take quite a bit of damage if it's actually taking any, which obviously it isn't. Now, I'm just gonna like come out here and show you guys, like, here is where people would like come from, and even like in an attacker point of view, it's pretty hopeless. Like, what do you do when you encounter like something like this? Oh, and this is actually a question I want to ask you guys. If anyone has any counters for this method except meshing, any other legit counters for this method that abides with like the terms of service of the game, make sure to like leave in the comments, because I'm really interested. I personally have not I cannot think of any ways that, you know, you can counter this. If you see this in a cave, you either get mesh and get banned or you're fucked. Simple as that. You cannot raid any cave with this method. But yeah, so just before I end, I want to address the thing I said before on how to actually refill the element. Because the space will have like a 24 cooldown, 24-hour cooldown after it is like downloaded. You need to wait 24 hours before you can upload it again. But if you put enough element in the force field, it can actually sustain you for more than 24 hours, I think. Hopefully, before you have to like re-download the whale again. So you can use one whale and just recycle it every time you run out of element, just upload it and then put element in it, power it on, and download it back. But yeah, if for some reason I actually messed up this part because I haven't tested it, so I'm not 100% sure. But if you can't, then just cycle 2 space whale, and 12 hours should definitely be enough for you to refill element and like recycle the cooldown. But yeah, that's about it like from me for today. This video took an absolute fucking retarded amount of time to make. Very, very long recording and testing time. So would really appreciate if you drop that like and that sub. Now unfortunately this glitch is actually against the terms of service of the game, but I'm still putting this out there. Make sure you do not use it in any like BattleEye secure server. However, because recently I've known that many cave are getting attacked by a sort of god mode exploit that can just allow people to god mode into your base and like not get hit by turrets or just have like immune damage. So if you get attacked by that, if you want to do this, I think that's really on you. Like you could get in trouble for that, but personally I think if you're getting unfairly raided by something that's against the terms of service, I feel like it is your like right to actually defend yourself from getting wiped because it's unfair by them. But in normal circumstances, make sure you do not use this on any BattleEye server because this thing is against the terms of service of the game. But yeah, that's going to be it from me for today, and I'll see you all legends in the next one. Peace out.